Blanky time, Blanky time. It's almost time for Blanky time. Come along and take our hands. We're going to Blanky land.
Long man. Give me a clap. No, I need like a good sharp. Yeah, all right, that'll work. All right, welcome to a special episode of Blanky Time. Today, I don't have Matt with me. I have Mr. Wheezy Nose Johnson.
Listen, I can't help it. I've been with Papio Travis all day.
Well, listen, you can at least when you have to sniff, move the mic away from your face. No, don't cover it with your hand.
I'm cleared up. I'm
Yeah,
good.
we work in the dust.
We slave away.
Anywho, this is Elijah Moe.
Elijah Moe.
Yes.
I'm brother-in-law to Stone.
He's my brother-in-law. He's the
Third.
middle
No.
brother-in-law.
Yes, that's right.
Because there's
Three
Silas, Elijah, and Ben. So Elijah's basically the middle child.
Except, well, no, wait. I was actually the baby for 6 years, and then I got booted from the baby position.
Well, that's how that works when you get a younger.
Anyway, I have a complex childhood placement. Like, Ben has always been the middle child. He's the older brother. I was the baby, and now I'm the middle child, so it's weird.
Yeah, I see. I get how that is because I was the baby, and then we adopted my sisters, and then
Yeah,
pretty
basically
not
the same thing.
long after that, Sky ended up moving out, and so then I was the eldest.
Well, now I'm kind of the oldest because Ben and Sarah are gone. So, during the school year, I'm the oldest. That's
Yeah,
what makes
yeah.
you and me similar. We've
Yeah, I
been
guess
through
that
all
makes
three phases of
We've-
siblinghood.
We've been through the 3 phases of siblinghood.
We've been baby, middle, and oldest.
Yeah, so me and Elijah go way back.
Not too far, but way enough.
We went to the same high school together. He's still currently.
Well, I
going.
was in middle school. You were in high school.
Yeah, well, these
Just
are
saying.
semantics, as Ben likes to say.
Yes.
What did I tell you about the mic?
Oh, yeah. It's probably making a
I
lot
can
of noise.
hear it. It's like.
Okay, I got it.
So yeah, we went to the same school together. He was in middle school while I was there, and then now he's in high school there.
I'm a senior.
He's a senior.
Believe it or not, I am 17. I wasn't held back, even though I have a beard.
You weren't what? No, what? You're young for a senior.
No, I'm not. I'll turn 18 in September. Well, the thing is, when I'm out in public and my dentist or people I meet, I have a beard.
Your dentist specifically.
Pacifically, not Atlantically. My dental hygienist, they were talking about getting me Invisalign, and the dentist came in and started talking to me about paying for it, and I said, I'm not paying for it. I still live with my parents. And then I told them I was still in high school, and they were really surprised. So when I tell people I'm a senior, I tell them I'm 17, so they don't think I'm like a 20-year-old who's still in high school.
Okay.
Because everybody thinks I look 20, but anyway.
Yeah, I see that. Elijah here has been working on. You basically just let it grow out for a long time while I
Well,
was still
let's see.
super scraggly.
And the first half of 11th grade, I had killer sideburns.
Killers.
Like Mungo Jerry sideburns.
Mungo, Jerry, and Ron
In the summertime.
Teases.
That's who Mungo Jerry is. In the summertime.
Oh, in the summer.
Yeah, that song. I had Mungo Jerry chops. And then I kind of had a grotesque Amish cut, and it looked really bad.
Yeah.
It was nasty.
Well, we are both blessed with the blonde hair. You just have more scrubby blonde hair.
You don't really have blonde hair. You have red hair.
I have.
Oh,
Well,
you're
my
talking about
arm
arm
hair.
hair.
My arm hair is blonde, and then my
Yes.
facial hair, I have
Doesn't
red.
exist.
I have red, and then little baby blondes that are.
His
poking
facial
through.
hair doesn't exist.
It doesn't. Well, okay. I can grow facial hair. The problem is it's not good.
Yes.
Facial hair.
That's
okay?
fair. You give a good hoya.
What?
You give a good gung ho effort.
Give a good effort. Listen, I'm banking on when I'm 25, I'll be able to grow proper facial hair, which is when most people are.
Are you
able
still
to
banking on growing height? Is that still a thing?
I don't know, dude. I got freaking potato jeans, so
Yeah, you got them squatty Irish
and
jeans.
squatty Irish.
Oh, Patrick, you got the squatty Irish jeans.
Squatty Irish jeans.
Um,
I'm built to be able to take a famine.
yeah, and eat
Yeah.
moldy potatoes.
And yeah, moldy potatoes. I don't know if I've ever
Ever.
ate anything moldy that gave
Blue
me
cheese.
I have ate
Blue cheese is moldy.
blue cheese. We also have another special guest. He's right over there, and his name is Beans. He may show up and he may mess something up, but well, that's to be
Highly
determined.
likely he's a punk of a cat.
Highly likely he's a punk of a guy. So, Elijah, we got out of the way. You're 17.
Yes, I'm 17, senior in high school.
Se-
Turned 18 in September.
Yeah, I turned 18 in September.
I'm actually 17.
I'm 17 and
a half.
3/4.
Yes, I don't care about the half year. No,
Yeah.
17. Through and through.
He's got some very interesting tastes. One of them has to do with cars.
Yes.
And so when you were how old?
What's your question?
I'm getting there.
Well, then how am I supposed to know how old?
Fair enough.
What do you? How old? When what happened?
Okay, so he has.
When I started liking cars, or when I bought
okay,
one?
yeah. So, is the current car you have your favorite car? The first car you bought
My favorite car.
of all time?
Here we go. Let me just go ahead and say this. So, back when I was a little kid, my favorite was a 57 Chevy. But come to find out, that's everybody's favorite car. So I was like, and when people restore them, they don't do a good job. So I stopped liking those. And then I wasn't necessarily trying to figure out my favorite car. I was trying to just pick one to look for. Because if you try to just look for old cars, it's overwhelming. So you kind of have to pick a model in a year.
And stick with that.
Yeah. So what I did is I was just watching the Andy Griffith Show, because if you're cool, you do that. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Go with the fishing pole.
Yeah,
and
that one. with
Go
Andy
smuck a
Griffith.
fishing hole.
I had to smuck a hole today. We'll talk about that later anyway.
Oh, you had to smuck a hole?
S-M-U-C-K, just to clarify.
With
Anyway,
a name
so
like
back...
Smuckers, it has to be good.
Exactly. Back to the... Yeah, okay, so I was watching the Andy Griffith Show, and the cop car, I was like, what car is that? So it's a Ford Galaxy.
What? Really?
Yes.
And so I've never heard this. It's a Ford Galaxy, the cop car,
Yeah.
like the sheriff's car.
Yeah.
Why did they have those?
Why'd they have...
Why did they have Galaxies?
Why did the
As the
police,
sheriff-
or
yeah.
why did the car or show? So those were police cars.
Really?
So from like 1960 to 65, the Galaxy was like probably the best-selling car, because it came with like 5 different engine options. There were 2 doors and 4 doors, and the biggest thing is 63 to 65, it won the NASCAR Cup Championship. So they were like multi-purpose, and so anyway, so that's what they actually used as cop cars. So that's what they had in the Andy Griffith Show, and I was like, I'm gonna get the car that's in the Andy Griffith Show. So that's what I did. I got a 1965 Ford Galaxy.
So you were, I guess, 16.
I was 17.
17?
Wait,
No,
I was
you're
16.
currently 17.
Yes, I was 16. It was March 2022.
And he hunted himself down a car,
Yep.
found it.
Funny story. My dad thought that the guy selling it was like a serial killer, because he thinks everybody's a serial killer.
On Craigslist.
It was on Facebook, but anyway.
Oh.
So he made my mom take her gun with us when we went to go get it.
And it's actually kind of a miracle. So his mom drove it back on the highway.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, it was a 4-lane highway.
and we found out later that the brake lines were rusted
Well,
out.
about a week later, I was driving it on the driveway, because I have a big long driveway. And the brake drum, if you know anything about cars, the brake drum chewed through the brake line, and they went dead completely. So, yeah, pretty lucky.
Yeah, because we were like checking it out, and you were talking about. I was like, I was having to use the like parking brake to stop at stoplights.
Yeah.
And so
That's
I was
before
like,
it
"What?"
went all the way through, when it was like just barely nicked.
Yeah, and so he started pushing on the brake pedal in the driveway, and it was like, psh, psh,
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
spraying brake fluid out on the ground.
Pretty great.
But I didn't know that about the
Yeah.
Andy Griffith.
That's
thing.
how I like set my mind on a car, because I love the Andy Griffith Show.
Were they still rear wheel drive? Did the cops were they
Yeah.
were there every like it was always a rear wheel drive car?
Yeah. So Most people watch black and white Andy Griffith. If you watch the first colored season, you can see it's a 1965.
What
So-
color was the car? Like,
It's the same paint scheme as it is in the old one, so black and white
it's a black and white
car.
color scheme.
But it looks the same as mine because it's a later season. And they updated the car.
So then it became a blue car later in the Andy Griffith show?
No. It was they updated the car itself. So, like, the season they made in 1962, they had a 62 Galaxy.
Yeah.
The season they made in 1965, they had a 65 Galaxy.
Oh, so they had a fresh one every year.
Yeah, so that's why you wouldn't recognize my car in the show, because you probably never watched the colored seasons.
But they had Galaxies still in the black and white one.
Yeah, but it's a different year, and it looks different.
Are the headlights not the same scheme?
Yeah. So between 64 and 65, instead of having horizontal headlights, they made them vertical, so the cars look completely different.
Oh.
So that's why you wouldn't recognize my car in the early seasons.
Oh, okay. That
Anyway,
makes more sense.
So that's my car story. It's a 352 cubic inch,
cubic inch.
just for anybody who knows what that is.
How many? Why? What's the cubic inch thing?
That's the displacement inside the cylinder heads.
And that's what it's measured by.
Yeah, well, nowadays it's like liters.
It's
so-
a V8, right?
Yeah, 8 cylinders. Combine the volume in all the cylinders. It's like 5.8 liters
Oh.
or 352 cubic inches.
Oh. Interesting, very interesting. So
Yes.
now you're thinking about getting because yours is a 4-door now.
Yeah, mine's a 4-door sedan, which is like...
Stop messing with the mic.
Okay, yes. I'm a fidgeter.
You got plenty of other things you can fidget with.
Yeah, wait, what were we saying?
So you have a
Oh, yes,
four,
a
you have
4-door.
4-door now.
A 4-door is like your family car version of the car. A 2-door is like a race car version of the car. So I want to get a 2-door, put the engine in it from the old one. The one I have now.
But what if the 2-door's got a good engine in it?
Well, the guy I'm talking to, it doesn't have an engine in it.
Oh, you still talking to the same dude about this?
Actually, I haven't really talked to him. I just spoke to him once. I say I'm talking to him, but I'm
Yeah.
not.
Still talking to him. So, don't you? So you have like a list of the cars you want, and you're gonna stick with those allegedly.
No.
No, I thought you.
I have a theory about cars.
Oh, okay. Let's hear the Elijah Moe car theory.
So I have a
Sounds
mentor, Mr. Kent.
Shout
Nice.
out.
Shout out, Mr. Kent. I highly doubt he'd listen to this. Great man. He has cars. He's got a 69 Chevelle 396 and then a Datsun 280Z77. He's got the Chevelle, which is kind of like my Galaxy. It's a big, muscly sort of car. He's got a newer F250, and then he's got his Datsun, which is like a small racy car.
That's it. Yeah.
So I'm adopting. He didn't really say this, but I'm just adopting his methodology. So I have 3 cars. I have my big classic muscle car. I have a truck, and I have a little fast car. So I've already got a truck and a Galaxy, a big car. So there's only one more car, and because I know myself, I would just keep buying cars if I have the money. So I'm gonna max out at like 3 or 4.
So what little speedster car do you think you look? What are you currently like looking at?
I'm currently looking at nothing because I'm almost broke.
No, but like say you got $100,000 dropped in your lap.
What would I buy?
Yeah.
I would probably get.
Beat.
I'm impressed with like a 1990s Nissan Sentra SER,
Nissan Sentra.
but it was the 90s one.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
You probably haven't. They're very rare, and they're said to be able to outrun a Porsche 356.
I doubt that. Porsches are supreme.
But that's what they say. And anyway, it's Japanese, and we love Japanese cars, so
It's pretty cool.
that's probably what I would get.
I'm gonna eventually. It's still in the works to get the
80s.
1976
Oh, the
MGB. Those are fun.
is it Triumph or Spitfire? No,
it's
not a
kind of
Triumph.
kind of like a Triumph.
It's a Spitfire.
MGB was its own
Right.
thing,
Triumph is a Spitfire.
but they're like these little
Speech
convertible
Listen, Dad,
Spitfire.
I'm gonna kill you.
That's fun. All right,
So that's enough about cars.
That's enough about.
There's never
cars.
enough cars, but we don't want to bore you.
Yeah. So, what's something that? Oh my god! I'm
What?
gonna call this the nasal episode.
What, is it really bad in the receiver?
Yeah, I can. Maybe you should wear these, so you can be aware of it.
Yeah, and then I can get used to where I need to like hold the mic.
Okay. I've actually haven't done the podcast in a while without headphones.
There we
so-
go.
Headphones.
It's so much different.
Yeah, it's nice because you actually like hear
I
yourself.
can hear myself.
You can self-modulate. Isn't that great?
That is great.
All right. So.
You get so bad. Oh, that's funny.
How did that sound?
It's probably
Did
disgusting.
you get a good sniff?
I feel bad for all the people listening. Anyway, what's the next part?
So, with my episode that I did with Sarah, we talked about childhood memories. So is there like any specific childhood memories that stand out specifically with Sarah, since they already know who she
Okay,
is?
like one time. So, even now, but especially when I was a kid, I don't get angry very often, and I never cry. But like, it would be every like 6 months ish. I'd have like a big just, and I would just like melt down, and it wasn't like stomp my feet, whine meltdown. It was like rage monster meltdown. So for some reason, there had been some built up tension between me and Ben, and then he drank my ginger ale out of the refrigerator. And this was when Ben was fat, so I was just like, "You suck, dude. You're just fat and you want my ginger ale." So, Mom and Dad were out of the house. He did that, and I started chasing him like I wanted to kill him, and I was crying and like I was gonna kill him. So anyway, Sarah laid on top of me, and I'm 6 years younger than her. I was in middle school, and she was like in college, her first year of college, and she laid on me because I was about to kill Ben, and Ben started crying because he thought I was gonna kill him. And my sister, who at the time was probably like 100 pounds heavier than me, I like dragged her across the dining room floor, trying to get Ben. I was like clawing at the hardwood floor.
I was about to ask, when is Sarah coming into the story?
Yeah, she was on top of
So
me.
she was trying to weigh you down.
Yeah, and I was like dragging
Is this
her.
when the scissors? When Ben refers to you chasing him with scissors?
No, he says I did that when I was angry, but we were actually playing. I didn't never chase him with scissors out of anger.
Only out of play.
Yeah.
Do you have any happy memories with Sarah?
Oh yeah.
When you were a
for
kid?
sure. I used to go and sleep in her room, and we would play the ABC game, which is where you like.
Maybe that's why she does that with me.
Oh.
She does that all the time. She's like, let's play the ABC game.
Yeah.
And
You pick a subject and you alternate letters. And
yeah, we were doing
Fruit.
No, we were doing animals,
Yeah.
and I got to Q, and so I said Krusty Krab,
Yeah, she won't take that.
which that's a also funny reference back to the Two Truths and a Lie episode. Did you hear about? Did I ever tell you about that?
No, I'm
So-
a great fan of the show. I haven't listened to
Yeah,
a single
me
episode.
and Matt did a episode where we told two truths and a lie, but it was stories, so there's more content to
got
milk,
it.
right?
Yes.
And one of the who's calling you?
My mother is calling me. Also, shout out to Flip Gang. Flip Phone Gang. iPhones are overrated.
All right, that helps me sync the audio.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That was
So,
loud. What were we talking about?
you memories with Sarah.
Oh yeah, ABC game. Also, we used to cook a lot. Me and her are the best at cooking, so we would do that.
Whip it up in the kitchen.
Whip it up. Also, Sarah was the first one that could drive, so that was nice. When she was like, when she had a really good friend in high school, we would go places.
You would go with him?
Yes,
Really?
they didn't really care, cause I didn't care that they were a bit devious, like Ben did. So I mean, I didn't do it
They
myself.
didn't really do like a bunch of
No.
devious activities.
No,
when
not really.
you were around.
No.
This LaCroix's getting to me.
Nice.
We
You
don't-
don't want me to start
no.
burping.
So Elijah, when he burps, he basically conjures demons in the process.
It's nice. Your sphincter opens up because you're about to burp, but you can breathe in a bunch of air, and then it all comes out at once, and it's like 10 times louder.
Yeah, I've tried to do that where is it where you're about to burp and then you
Yeah.
see you have to suck
like,
it down
breathe
into your
into your
stomach.
stomach,
I
yeah.
can't do that.
And it all comes back out.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get lucky, and I'll like pull the mic away and.
Well, aren't you drinking LaCroix?
Yeah. Although, I don't love LaCroix, but
LaCroix. So me and Elijah that's not how you start that. So at the school
prepositions.
we went to, there's this thing that they do the first week of school if you're brand new,
called.
and it's called camp. And so at
yes.
camp, I ain't saying nothing unless they sponsor me.
Oh yeah. Well, we won't go there anyway.
So at camp, it's a week-long camp where you go with all the new kids and you do like team building exercises and stuff, and it's basically just
That was not good.
that wasn't as good.
No, it wasn't.
That's pretty decent though. It's basically like summer camp, right? And it's really fun, but there's all sorts of fun stories that come from that because we do like all sorts
Yeah.
of different games
Well,
and
I
whatnot.
never went with you.
Yeah, but that's why I'm asking you now is what are some of your camp stories? Because so like at this camp, a big staple we do is playing Outbreak. If you don't know what Outbreak is, yeah, it is kind of lame. Basically, there's like a bunch of people, right, and a small handful of them are picked to be zombies, and you play with a shirt tail tucked in your pants, so people can run up and grab your booty and yank out your shirt, and then you become a zombie.
Yeah.
Or if you're a survivor and you pull a zombie shirt, they have to go back to a base and reset.
Yeah.
But the survivors are looking for paint.
And if you,
There's like 5 paint cups hidden all over the camp, and you have to get all the paint colors, and then you get the cure and you win.
Yep.
So, for instance, when I was at camp,
you
they said the only rule was don't go up steps,
Oh.
right?
That's funny, yeah.
Because the camp we were at was in the mountains, so it
guess
was really hilly.
We did do one together. But anyway, keep going.
So, I ended up just running away from people like straight uphill, you know, and like dodging them in the
Yeah.
trees and stuff. And I was the only guy who never got killed by a zombie.
Didn't know that. That's impressive.
It was impressive. However, they were like, "You cheated. You went up on the hills." And I was like, "I didn't go." Well, the main thing is they didn't want us going up to a certain level where the stairs led up to. I never went up there. It was just kind of, you know,
In between.
bushwhacking, you know. So that was pretty epic. But I didn't know if you had any other like funny.
Last time I played Infection, some kid was trying to grab my shirt, which was at my waist, and instead of grabbing my shirt, he stuck his hand straight into my face and he poked both fingers into both eyes, and I had my eyes closed for about 2 hours.
He just gouged your eyes.
Yeah, he reached for my face and he like raked my face. And
Oh.
my eyes were closed for like 2 hours because it hurt so bad.
Yeah, I know how that is.
Yes, you do.
That's tough.
That is tough. Let me see memories. I don't know. The thing about camp is you actually you have a job if you go there as a leader.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit less free time.
I remember we would get up when we were squires at like butt crack early in the morning, like 4:30 or 5. Like daylight hasn't even broke yet,
Yeah.
and we'd go in the kitchen and like hang out and start cooking the food and stuff. That was pretty fun.
Well, we don't cook the food anymore. And there's way more squires than there used to be, so it's less of
Yeah, back in my day,
it's less
there
of
was a
like an
small handful.
exclusive club, so it's a little less cool. At camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some better stories about like I don't know. They don't really care what we do with fires. That's kind of nice. One time they took the 8th grade on a camp at Falls Lake, and we piled up as much okay, North Carolina has a ton of pine trees, and we piled up as much pine straw as we could and lit it on fire next to the lake. We had like a 3-foot by 4-foot by 4-foot
Rip snorter.
pile of pine straw, and we jumped on it and stepped through, because you're not going to get your foot stuck in pine straw, so we would step in it. Pretty dumb.
Why would you? What do you mean you won't get your foot stuck in
Like, if
pine
you step
straw?
in a regular fire, your foot will get stuck between the logs.
Not if you're fast enough.
Gravity, man. Anyway, you can't get stuck in pine straw, so.
Gravity.
But
Gravity.
But,
It's got a hold on me.
Gravity.
You don't have any good camp stories?
Nah, not really.
What?
I can't really think of any.
No?
Nah.
All right, so how about what's something when we both were at school together that you remember specifically that, like, involved the two of us?
Just the two of us. Oh, well, that one time, you remember we camped out at my house?
Uh-huh.
That was a pretty
Like
good
with
one.
the whole school?
Yeah, and we have a pond at my house, and we all went skinny dipping. Well, not all of us.
Most of us.
Yeah, and so me and Stone, we were leaders, like elected leaders. So anyway, our principal was staying. He was camping too. And he walked up to us, and we were in the water, and he's like, I need y'all to come and talk to me. And so, like, me and Stone and Ben, my brother, and then the principal. John, the principal's 2 sons. We all got out, and we were, like, standing around him, buck naked.
Like shoulder to shoulder, pretty much.
And he was dead serious, just talking to us. And we had our hands I had one hand over my junk and one hand over my crack.
Why were you covering your crack?
I don't know. I was in, like, middle school, and y'all were in high school.
I guess.
Anyway. So it was the Council of Willies.
The Council of Willie.
5 of us were standing around our principal.
Buck naked.
He was just straight faced the whole time. You know, it's pretty great.
On that same excursion, there was this undisclosed special kid named Matt,
Oh,
and
love
Matt, for the longest time,
gummy thick of a
had
guy.
the fattest dumpy of all the guys at school.
Yeah.
And he came down there because, like, it was about maybe 3/4 of us all went skinny dipping in the water.
Yeah.
And he was down there wearing swim trunks. And we were like, no, dude, we're skinny dipping. You can't wear swim trunks. And he was like, oh, I don't know. I was like, come on, Matt, take your swim trunks off. Go skinny dipping. And he was like, okay, I'm going to do it like Stone. And pulled his swim trunks off and ran into the water.
Yes.
That was pretty epic.
Oh, yeah, by the way, the principal, he told us we had to stop. So we stopped.
We didn't really stop, though.
He told us to be
Oh,
careful.
the other thing was my dad was there, too.
Oh, yeah, Papio Travis.
I forgot about that. So my dad was also skinny dipping
I
with
think it
us.
may have been his idea.
And, yeah, he probably helped convince a lot of people to do it. But then when he saw Mr. Anderson show up, he swam underwater from the dock all the way over to, like, almost where the, like, old diving board used to be, which is probably, like, a good 25 yards.
Yeah.
In the darkness, just swam under the water and then went around the house the other side and went back up. So that way, like, he wouldn't get caught.
Yeah. Because that's technically like a felony if you're buck naked in front of a bunch of... I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah, the bros rules don't apply to the law. You
Until
know?
they do. And then you get arrested.
Yeah, it's all hush-hush. No, I
But
mean...
it was private property.
Yeah, private property.
That's a bad saying.
Actually, we made this story up. This never happened.
What?
It didn't happen.
Yeah, this didn't happen.
This is just a funny hee ha ha we're talking about.
Fabricated entirely.
Yeah.
Entirely.
So
Entirely.
it's funny. Me and Elijah, like we said, are a lot alike. Sarah, when she always talked about how when she was gonna find somebody to marry, she thought she keeps saying she thought she was gonna marry someone like her brother Ben, and she goes, in reality, I married someone like
Me.
Elijah.
Let's go. See, my personality always wins out. I'm kidding. Joke.
W Riz.
W Wiz, as we.
Wiz. What are we quitting with the Wiz?
Yes.
So, because where was I going with this? I had a
She
story.
married somebody like me.
Yeah, I had a story to go with this, but I forgot it. Elijah. You and Matt breathes so heavy into the mic as well. Yeah, it's
Romantic, isn't
it's
it?
not romantic. Can you feel the love tonight? Oh, so I guess I think the most I bonded with you, because Elijah, me and your relationship has changed a lot.
Yeah,
Because
I was the annoying younger brother.
you weren't like annoying. You were just the younger brother.
Yes,
You know.
because he was best friends with Ben before he married Sarah.
Yes, and so we bonded a lot over a family trip. I went with y'all's family to Charleston.
Yeah,
And that's when he packed the entire back seat of a Suburban
I
full
took
of
6
stuff.
bags,
He took
6 full size.
he took a lot of stuff. Um,
I'm the type of guy that I put 20 things other than water inside a Camelback. That's how I describe it.
what? That means you're filling up the bladder with
No,
stuff.
no. Well, there's like little pockets in the Camelback too. So that just describes how I pack. I put 20 things other than water in something that's for water.
Okay.
But anyway,
I got you. So yeah, we bonded over that trip. But also, at one point on that trip, he got on my nerves in the pool, and so
I didn't know I was actually on your nerves.
I
guess I know that
came
now.
up behind him. I don't even remember why you were annoying me.
I don't think I was.
Yes,
I
you
can
were.
usually tell when people are annoyed by me. I don't think I was actually annoying you.
Were we just roughhousing in the pool?
Yeah,
then?
I think so.
Anyways, we were roughhousing in the pool, and I took it a bit too far.
And I was a bit more on the
he was a bit on the
fluffy
chunkier,
side.
the husky
not
side.
fat, just chubby.
Husky.
Yes,
Husky,
husky.
a little chub,
Yes.
little chuba chabra.
Anyway,
And so I got behind him and I grabbed him by his boobs and squeezed them and
pulled
lifted
him
him
out
up
of the water.
out of the water. And then
I had like Wolverine marks
Yes.
across my boobs the rest of this beach trip.
for the rest of the trip, he had finger line bruises from where I grabbed
It was pretty great, actually.
and we were at the beach, so it's not like he could hide it for the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
It was pretty painful, actually.
Yeah, and then because then we kept poking your chest. Cause
Yeah.
it was
It's
had
great.
the bruises.
Yeah. I'm out of that now. I don't think you could pick me up now. Well, I'd probably punch you in the face now, but
You probably punch. Do you know how to throw a punch?
yeah.
Have you ever punched somebody? Have you ever actually gotten into like a fight?
Not when I was capable of fighting back. Like, I was in middle school, I got in a fight with somebody.
Well, go on. Tell me how it.
Basically, we just, like, wrapped up, and that was it.
What were you fighting about?
He was really annoying. He actually wasn't fighting. He was being just annoying and messing, and I got mad, and it wasn't really a fight.
And then you just grabbed each other.
It lasted like 2 seconds.
Oh, because when I was in middle school, I got into a couple
I believe that.
scuffles.
Yeah, I haven't found a legit. Well, first of all, I generally don't get angry at people, especially enough to fight them. But I also haven't found a legitimate enough reason to fight somebody. Although, I did bow up at somebody for like the first time in a long time this year.
This year?
Yeah, my friend was ignoring a bunch of stuff I said, and he was complaining about being in trouble, and I was like, yeah.
Is this the mustache one?
No.
Which one? The blonde head one?
Krav Maga, man.
Krav.
Jiu-Jitsu. Yes. Yes.
Oh
blonde
yeah.
one.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
actually, somebody had stepped between us because I was about to like. Well, I think he pushed me, and I think I pushed him. Anyway, this is probably pretty lame if you've ever actually been in a fight, but it was a nice adrenaline rush.
Nice adrenaline rush. Yeah, I always get like super shaky after confrontations like that.
So
'cause
do
I'm so
I.
hopped up.
Yeah, me too. I get shaky. I'm like,
Yeah, and you're like, wow, blah, blah, blah.
yes,
'Cause you're buzzing, you know.
you're zooted on the adrenaline.
Zooted on the adrenaline.
Yeah.
All right, so you are 17. You're about to be 18,
18,
which is legally an adult
technically.
in America, which it really shouldn't be. It should be bumped up, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not sure how much will change once I
So
turn
like,
18.
what's your actual plans? Like when you get out of high school, like what's your like 5-year goal per se, or maybe shorter than that, but a lot's gonna change. Wait, let's see. Yeah, like 4 or 5 years. Kind of what? How do you think?
Here's the idea.
Here's the idea. Let me know the idea.
Here's the idea. My parents want me to go where my brother's going to school. The college at Southeastern in Wake Forest. For at least a year, maybe 2. That's fine. I go up there plenty of times and I know a bunch of people there already, so it'll be pretty easy. Depending on what I decide to get a degree in, I will either stay there or go somewhere like NC State or East Tennessee because they have a really cool bluegrass major program. I'm a musician too.
East Tennessee has a bluegrass program?
Yes. You can either like
you just
major,
sit in class and pick a banjo all day, and
you can major in bluegrass or Celtic music or folk music.
Why would you do that though?
I don't know.
You're just paying to play music.
Yeah.
You could just
shut up.
All right.
I don't know.
Continue.
It just sounds interesting. And anyway.
Maybe if you got a scholarship.
Yeah, I probably could. Yeah, so that's like academic plans. What I want to do though is either be like a music teacher or an academic teacher or musician professionally, but I highly doubt that. So probably a teacher of some variety. Luckily, if I went back to teach where we went to high school, I don't have to have a degree in something specific. You just have to have a degree and you can teach.
You have to have a degree?
Yeah, so like one of our history teachers, he went to state and he got a degree in sports management. But he teaches history, math, and Bible.
Huh. I didn't know that.
But it's all middle school stuff. So, like, he just has to remember what he did in middle school, and he can teach it. I think if you're a high school teacher, you have to have a degree in, like, your specific field.
Yeah. Beans!
So, like, I could get a music degree and go back and teach there if I wanted to.
Maybe they'd finally open up, like, a music class or something.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be cool. So you really like... Have you ever had any experience in, like, teaching a class at all?
Yeah, I have.
And you enjoy that?
I've been, like, a teacher assistant and stuff, yeah. I like teaching people stuff. Because they're dumber than me and they need to know what I know. I'm kidding. Kidding. That's a complete joke.
They're dumb. Dumb.
But I've also always wanted to be in the
Humans.
military.
Yeah.
But I don't think I want to be in the military anymore, but I do want to. I like the idea of the military. I don't like the idea of the military with the United States the way it is currently.
You know what you could do? Private operators. Get one of those companies. Get into that. And then be a mercenary.
No.
That'd be dope.
That's not why I want to join the military.
Being
I
a
wanna just
mercenary?
kill people.
It's not just killing people. What do you think the military is?
Not that, mostly.
What do you mean, not that mostly?
Most people in the military don't kill people anymore.
The mercenaries have almost the same things.
Anyway.
They're just private.
Yeah, I guess so, but whatever. Also, if I did the military now, it'd be reserves. It wouldn't be full duty. So I could do something else at the same time.
There was a... were you there that day when we went to the fair and there was like the Air Force boys?
Yeah,
that
it was
had a
really
music
weird.
group.
It was like Air Force had a pop music band.
Yeah. A little Air Force boy group.
Yeah. You know Sam?
Yes. I
Sam?
do know Sam.
Sam.
Sam is a prince, and we know him.
He is a prince. His dad's from Ghana, and his uncle is the king of a clan.
A clan?
A clan,
Oh,
not a
hey.
tribe. A clan, an African clan. And Sam.
What's the difference between an African tribe and an African clan?
I think tribe is stereotypical, but they actually call them clans. His uncle doesn't have any children, and he's the second born, but his older brother is technically illegitimate. So he's actually in line to be king.
That's pretty dope.
He doesn't know if he's gonna do it, but he's technically a prince.
Do you just... How does he have a choice?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because the last time they picked a new one was like the 60s or the 80s, 70s, so it's completely different. So I don't know. Anyway, Sam was going to be in the Marines. He just graduated from school this year. Same school as I went to in Stone. I go to. He signed up to be in the Marines at the beginning of this past school year.
You need to be?
In the beginning.
In a beningi.
In the
In a
bean chilling.
in a de bing chilling.
Anyway.
in the bing chilling.
Yes, Anyway, Sam was signed up. Like, he was already swore in.
He sold his soul
He sold his soul.
to the
Like, he
military
was
industrial
no
complex.
turnaround. And he told them he had a peanut allergy. And a year later, there's basic training, which is where you're getting yelled at. There's the bus ride there, where you're getting yelled at. The night before you stay in a hotel, the night before you go to the hotel, you do MEPS. So it's like 2 days before basic training. 2 days before he's at Paris
Where'd you
Island.
do your basic? We'll have to talk about that.
Oh, yes, we will. And he goes through MEPS, which is like where they re-verify everything, and they see he has a peanut allergy. And after a year of having been sworn into the military, they tell him he can't be in.
He got excommunicated.
And apparently, well, they said you had to get another test to see how severe it is. And apparently he's deathly allergic, which he's never known. He knew he was allergic. He didn't know he was deathly allergic. And I can attest that he's not deathly allergic. Because one time...
You tried to kill him.
I tried to kill him. You know, he was just really being a doo-doo ball, so I tried to... No, I'm kidding. I had some Crunch and Munch, and he asked me if there... Crunch and Munch is like caramel popcorn and peanuts.
Like Cracker Jacks?
Yeah, but it's Crunch and Munch.
What?
Shut up. I'm just
There's
kidding.
only Cracker Jacks.
No, there's Crunch and Munch. It's way cheaper.
Crunch and Munch sounds like some Dollar General bootleg.
It is from the dollar store, okay?
Oh, okay. All right.
And I was eating it, and he said, "Can I have some?" I said, "Sure." He said, "Are there peanuts in it?" And I looked in the... I've eaten Crunch and Munch 1,000 times. I know there's peanuts in it. But the last few pieces I had eaten didn't have peanuts, and I completely brain farted. I looked in the box instead of looking on the box. I was like, "No peanuts." I gave him some, and he ate it, and he started getting itchy. And he's like, "Are there peanuts in this?" I was like, "Oh yeah, this is Crunch and Munch. There's peanuts in it." Luckily, I break the rules. I carry Benadryl on me at all times at school. I gave him Benadryl and he was fine, so he's not deathly allergic. But they said he had to carry an EpiPen, so...
Which you don't carry Benadryl anymore.
No,
That was just at the time.
Yeah, I don't carry stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I don't carry my own prescription medication either. Bum bum bum. Okay, we're on different songs.
Was that one?
Yeah, you're not as good at it. No.
So in Elijah's family, they are from
In mi familia.
the North Carolina South,
Well,
Central South,
central part of North Carolina.
Central South of North Carolina.
Yes.
And my family is also from North Carolina South, but in very different locations.
Las Montañas,
So yeah, the mountains, and then in the Sand Hills.
which is like
Oh, no.
southwest.
Not Sand Hills?
Yes, Rockingham is the Sand Hills-ish.
Sand Hills? Not
It's
foothills?
southwest.
Where are the foothills?
The foothills? The foothills would be like
Towards
Winston-Salem.
the beach.
No,
That way.
towards the mountains.
Towards the mountain.
The
Well,
foothills. Portholes are at the beach. Portholes? Foothills are at the mountains.
oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, Sand Hills and mountains is where my folk are from. They're from the Central South of North Carolina.
And also the mountains.
And,
And the foothills.
yeah,
Yadkin.
but mainly, you know what I'm saying.
No, it's about 50-50.
Who in the mountains? Where's your family from the mountains?
Alamima's side.
Oh, yeah.
So we're like...
I've never met her.
She's blind. She's also 86.
Blind 86.
Believe it or not, her and
Sounds like
her...
a good band name.
That is good. Blind and 86.
Blind 86. Write that one down.
All right, I wrote it down.
So there's a lot of different things southernly that they do that's different to the southern I was used to. For instance, in my family growing up, chicken and dumplings referred to either actual chicken and dumplings or chicken and pastry. And the difference is dumplings actually have like hunks of dough that are cooked with it, and pastry you'd basically use like lasagna noodles.
No.
What do you use?
You use flour noodles.
What do you think lasagna noodles are made
That's
out of?
grain, not flour.
What?
That's wheat.
Lasagna noodles are made out of
They have
flour.
They have wheat in them.
What do you think flour is?
Oh yeah, what's shush?
It comes
All I
from
know
wheat.
is lasagna noodles are yellow and they're one texture, and pastry that you put in chicken and pastry is completely white.
Then maybe anyways. Chicken and pastry's
Is
got like
better.
thinner strips of it. No, they serve their purposes.
No, it's better.
No, anyways, but in my family growing up, those things were both called dumplings.
No.
Now, when I started hanging out with y'all,
Yes.
we went to a place around Christmas time.
Beulaville Baptist Church
Beulaville Baptist Church.
in Meadow, North Carolina.
And what even got y'all going there? Like, how'd you hear about this?
So basically, it's this church out in Meadow, North Carolina, in Johnston County.
Johnston County?
And basically, my daddy, he used to work in Johnston County.
Your daddy?
My daddy, he's a doctor. He used to work in Johnston County at the Benson Area Medical Center, Dr. Pinsky. And his nurse, Miss Connie Lee.
Her name is Connie? Connie Lee?
Connie Lee.
Was her last name Lee, or is that her middle name?
Her last name's Lee.
What was her middle name?
I don't know.
Connie Lee?
I don't know.
That's a real
Connie Lee.
country
And
name
her
right there.
Baptist church does this thing where they make chicken and pastry, and they serve it around Christmas time, and
so
they
that's
make
how
money
you
off
heard
it.
about it.
And it's my dad's nurse, so we went there.
Oh,
It's pretty
interesting.
great, as we.
Yeah, so I went with them for the first time to this, and it's basically in like a classic church
Fellowship hall.
and you go around and you pay it was like $5.
Yeah, and you get unlimited amount. It's
And
such
you
a great
get-
vibe.
Yeah, and you get they got like these old people back there like whipping up buckets of this
Okay,
stuff.
we have to have a moment of silence. They actually don't do any of this anymore because all the young people don't want to do it. So yeah, it's pretty
Dang.
sad.
Geezers, I guess, are good for one thing.
No, they're good for a lot of stuff.
Nah, they're just chicken and pastry. That's it.
Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, we would go to this thing. My first time going there, was quite the experience. But there was something that was pretty funny that happened to Elijah.
Take some backstory.
And
though.
yeah, it'd take some backstory. So hit
Basically-
him with the long time ago when
Long
Time
time
ago.
ago.
I can
still remember how that
pastry made me cry.
It would make you cry. It'd make you want to slap your mama. Anyway, basically, I was in this thing called Young Marines. It's a youth program, and it's got military structure. It's not for delinquents. You do it because you want to.
It's propaganda from the industrial military complex.
It's kind of like Hitler
to-
Youth for America.
Yeah.
Not really, actually. It's to get people to not do drugs.
Hitler Youth for America.
That's the main thing, is to get people not to do drugs.
It's like baby ROTC.
Yes. Yeah. And I had a shirt that said it on it, and
You were also wearing like the hat,
No, I wasn't.
weren't you?
No,
You were
the
wearing
the dude was wearing a hat.
No, but you were wearing like your uniform hat.
No, I wasn't. I don't wear my uniform. I didn't wear my uniform hat without. I just
Oh.
had the shirt on.
You just had the shirt on.
And the shirt was not like camo, and it was just a shirt, and it said it in the breast pocket place. And this old dude comes up, and he saw the word Marine on my shirt, even though it said Young Marines.
And you were how old at this time?
I was 12.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And he just saw the word Marine, and he said, "Where do you do your basic?" Or "Where do you do your basic?" I was like, Marines do their basic either in Seven Palms or Nine Palms or whatever that place is in California, or they do it in Paris Island. There's only two places. They do
Two
it.
palms.
2 palms. Dos palmas. And, yeah, I was just trying to give him an answer so he'd go away, because honestly I was a little creeped out. He said, "Where'd you do your basic?"
Where'd
Well,
you do your basic?
at the end of our
To a
recruit
12-year-old.
training for this program, we go to Mount Olive for a weekend. So I was like, Mount Olive? He's like, "I didn't know there was a recruiting depot in Mount Olive." And I said, "Oh, no, I'm not an actual Marine." I just thought he would take the answer. Anyway, it was great because I was 12 and he
Classic
thought I was a
geezer
Marine.
moment.
Oh, what a boomer.
Where'd you do your basic?
He might have been silent generation, actually, which means his
Yeah.
brain's probably 1,000 years old. Bless his heart.
Well, listen, geezers applies to a whole
Yeah.
demographic of people.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Elijah, what is your favorite thing to cook? We talked about how you
I like
like
to
to cook. You love chicken and pastry.
I don't love it as much as I used to. That's when my taste buds were undeveloped.
So what's something you like to whip up in the kitchen?
Whoop. Okay. Lately, I've been on this sandwich train where I take
A sandwich train?
2 pieces of whole wheat bread, butter it, toast it in the pan, cook bacon, sausage, deli ham. You warm that up. Tomatoes, lettuce, scrambled egg or fried egg, avocados, and mayonnaise, and you put it all on a sandwich. Cut it in the diagonally.
It's like a super club.
It's got everything on it.
So you're on a sandwich train right now.
Yeah, I love a good sandwich.
I made a mean grilled cheese the other night. I took the bread,
Yeah.
obviously put mayo on the outside,
Yeah.
and then
Duke's mayonnaise.
we don't
Not a
have
sponsor.
Duke's, but yeah, Duke. If it ain't Duke's, it ain't mayonnaise. All right.
Mayonnaise.
Just like if it ain't King James, it ain't Bible.
That's definitely not true.
If it ain't King James, it ain't Duke's mayonnaise.
Yeah, that's fair.
So what I did, you ever made fried cheese?
Yeah, no, I've eaten it before.
So fried cheese, you just get a clump of cheese and you put it in the pan, and you think it'll stick. Just let it cook. Literally let it cook.
Yeah.
Let them cook for a hot second, and it'll get crispy on the other side, and you can scrape under that bad boy and flip her over. So you do the same technique.
No, I haven't had this. I've had deep fried cheese.
You get a clump of cheese, you put it on there, and you put your bread on top of it.
Yeah.
So the cheese melts to the bread and gives it a fried outside. And then you go ahead and you put we have that special dill cheddar and sharp cheddar.
Oh, yeah.
I put both of those on the inside.
Sounds good.
And then scooped it up, put some more cheese, flipped it over so both sides had the crispy fried
Sounds
cheese.
like you
on the
put a lot
outside.
of cheese on it.
It was
No,
a ton of
actually, you
cheese.
put a lot of cheese.
It was a lot of cheese.
It was probably a lot of
No,
cheese.
seriously.
No,
like
actually, it was a lot of cheese.
It was a lot of cheese.
It was probably a lot of cheese.
It was about like
75.
a couple buckets of cheese.
That was the chair.
It was beans.
Literally.
Literally. But yeah, it was good because it was like fried cheese, grilled cheese, fried cheese.
I also like making fried chicken.
Yeah, it just takes a lot of work.
It does. It's exhausting. But you turn on the Spotify playlist. I like to listen to my oldies. Whip up some fried chicken with the lights turned down low.
Whip up some fried chicken. So,
By
since
the
you
way-
reference,
Oldies? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, oldies.
Go ahead.
So I was gonna say, since you referenced it, that's one thing me and Elijah have in common is at our formative years, we basically exclusively listened to 50s music.
50s and 60s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I started listening to it in first grade. Disclaimer, I'm not retro for the sake of being retro. I liked that music.
We were in it before it was cool.
Yes, I was retro before it was cool. And like I was retro in a not cool way.
He had what he called his Elvis shrine in his
I didn't
room.
call it that. It's a collection of memorabilia.
Yeah.
Also,
he had a
Elvis
shrine to Elvis.
Elvis is still the number one solo act seller ever. Better than Michael Jackson and Taylor Swift. It's proven on Billboard records and Wikipedia.
with inflation.
No, just numbers.
What do you
Or
mean
maybe it
numbers?
is money. No, it's number of record sales. Number of sales of the song.
Well, the thing is, record sales for Taylor Swift, that nobody buys
Be quiet.
records anymore.
No,
But Michael Jackson, people did buy records
Yes.
and stuff.
but
Before he
Taylor
was
Swift
Cat.
still gets money per song because people pay for Spotify Premium. They still do the math, and Elvis still beats them.
Have you seen that conspiracy about Elvis? How
I've
people
seen.
think he didn't die,
Yeah, we're not.
and that
talking
he's
about
actually
that.
the.
Back to retro.
Wait, no. We get into do.
Well, let's finish the retro real quick. So yes, I'm retro not because it's cool. Like I have a Walkman, a cassette player, because my parents didn't let me have a phone until I was 16. So if I wanted to listen to music anywhere other than next to a radio or with somebody else's phone, I had to have a cassette player.
Yeah.
Like I didn't do it was cool. I had to do it because how else are you gonna listen to music
Yeah.
portably?
Which that's something that differs between me and you is you have a lot more extensive collection of vinyls, whereas I have a lot more cassettes. Like I
yes.
started collecting cassettes because one of the things was at school in study hall, they didn't allow us to listen to music on our computers in study hall, and so I just started bringing in my
Yeah.
cassette player.
The paper they make you sign says no digital devices and cassettes are analog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it didn't take me long to figure that out.
but everybody was like, "Wait, you can't have that. It's
I was
music."
like,
and I was
not
like,
digital.
"Read the fine print, suckers."
I said, yes, I did sign that paper. What is that paper? Oh, it says digital. Huh, this is analog.
"Yeah, I can't play games on this sucker."
Brings record player into study hall.
The funny thing was, if I had, so I also, both of us both started out with flip phones
Yeah.
when we got our license. I am now 22, so I have a smartphone because I'm an adult.
Barley.
Barley. But for whatever reason with the flip phone, if I was listening to music on the cassette player, if it was within like 2 or 3 foot of it, it would make the cassette make a weird sound in the music before it pinged my text sound.
That's weird.
And so I would know that I had a text coming in like 5 seconds before I got the text.
That's weird.
You should try it out sometime.
Also, there's one other thing which is why Walkmans are so great. I do know what you're talking about, but it was a little bit different. I was playing the radio on my cassette player,
Yeah.
and I was next to another dude who was listening to music on his AirPods through Bluetooth, and the Bluetooth, what he was listening through to Bluetooth on his AirPods was coming through a blank channel on the radio. It was like some Stranger Things stuff.
It was probably because of the 5G.
No, it was before 5G. We were like right next to each other, and he was listening Bluetooth on his AirPods, and because it was rap, and I started bopping my head, and it was the same rhythm as the same song coming through on my
How did you know that it was the same song?
Because I can't remember if I listened on his AirPod or he listened on the radio. It was fuzzy, but it was the same song.
Interesting. Interesting, very interesting. But yeah, I'm now starting to get into my record collection.
I got a nice head start because when my grandpa died, I got like 5 milk crates of records.
That is true. So your family, like your grandparents and stuff, they were not against music
No.
religiously.
No.
Because like my grandparents,
What? Yeah, no.
they didn't have jack squat.
Yeah, no. Mine's
Now my grandpa in the mountains, in his little shop up in his barn, he has an 8-track player, and he's got some classic country.
That is something I
8-track
have not
albums.
aspired to.
Yeah, 8-track just seems like such a hassle to get into.
It is. There's not very many good 8-tracks around anymore, and the players are few and far in between, and they don't. It's just not a thing yet, and I'm not probably gonna get into it, even if it does become a thing.
Yeah, nah, I'm good. Cassettes were and vinyls.
Although I must say, on the subject of vinyls, 45s. I like 45s way better than record albums.
So yeah, explain this to me.
That's
Why do you
hurt.
think that? Because I don't really know the.
So
I know the main difference is the 45s you explained to me is like a single song, and they're smaller.
a 45 is probably like it is 7 inches wide. LP or a 33 1/3 album is like 13 or 14 inches wide, maybe 12.
Yeah.
They go at different speeds. 45 RPM for the little one, 33 1/3 RPM.
Oh,
for
is
the
that why
big-
45s are called 45s?
Yeah.
Because they spin at 45 rotations per minute?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And 78s are the big thick ones. They go at 78 RPM. Anyway, a
Are
45.
those 14 inches wide?
No, they're in between a 45 and a 33.
There's
Size-wise.
there's a third size?
Yes.
Oh.
But they're really old. They're like old.
Why were those made?
Why?
Yeah.
What do you mean why?
Why? Because the 45s serve a specific purpose.
The 78s were just the original iteration of vinyl.
Oh.
Except they weren't made of.
After Edison.
After
Edison
After
albums.
Edison, 78s came out. And what it is it's actually like
Resin.
it's ceramic sandwiched between vinyl. And it's a lot thicker. It's like the thickness of 3 record albums.
Huh. Do you have any of those?
No.
Those are probably hard to get.
But everybody's record player plays all 3 speeds. I've seen them a lot of times. They're just always broken because they're so fragile because it's ceramic between vinyl.
fragile.
They're thicker. It's ceramic between, and it's always old music, which I don't mind. They're old and they're scratched.
Honey, won't you shave them dry?
Yeah, not that song.
Oh, I found another one that's like in the same vein as that I gotta play for you.
That's great.
That's good.
Anyway, 45s. Why I think they're better. A 45 is a single, but it's actually 2 songs. got an A and a B side. Every record has 2 sides. We'll get that out of the way. So a 45 obviously has
Yes,
2
okay.
sides. So there's 1 song on each side. Sometimes if it's an extended play, it'll be 2 songs on each side. So if you ever see on Spotify where somebody releases an EP
Yes.
and it's 5 songs,
Uh-huh.
that came from a 45 that was a little bit bigger that had 2 songs on each side.
That's what EP stands for?
Yes.
Is extended play?
Yes.
Wow.
So it's like 4 or 5 songs.
I didn't know that.
LP, which is like the big record, is
An album.
yes, but LP stands for
Long play.
I think so.
Long
Yes.
man.
So the reason 45s are better
Long play.
is if you're buying 45s, you get the song that you want because it's just 2 songs. They're cheaper. They're usually 50 cents or $1. Albums are usually at least $10. Also, albums usually have 2 songs you like and all the rest you don't like. So why not just get them on singles? On 45s. 45s are also more durable and they're easier to transport.
They're more durable?
Yeah, because they're smaller.
Hmm.
My grandma used to like throw them like frisbees at each other and they'd bounce off the walls.
Today's podcast is brought to you and powered by 2 amazing local companies in Raleigh. Tell me a little bit about one of them, Matt.
Yeah, so Grateful Coffee Co. is a specialty coffee roaster in Raleigh. We source amazing coffees from all over the world, roast in small batches, deliver them directly to you, the consumer.
Yes.
So you always get the freshest coffee. We also partner with nonprofits in Guatemala, committed to doing good, investing in stories that actually matter. Your purchase can change the world. You can find out more online at grateful.coffee or on our socials at grateful.coffee.
Wow.
But today's episode is also brought to us by another amazing company. Stone, why don't you tell us about them?
That company is Oak Nut Workshop. Oak nuts, also known as acorns. I don't know where I'm going with that, but Oak Nut Workshop is my craftsmanship company. I make cool stuff. This is literally the best way I can say it. I basically have a problem where I like to do everything. So whether you want custom furniture made, or custom leather goods made, or custom blacksmithed, all sorts of stuff, check out everything that I have made at Oak Nut Workshop on all social medias and things, or on my website at oaknutworkshop.com. You can find my email there. Hit me up if you have anything you want custom made, and we'll design the best thing to suit your needs.
Love it. Add out.
Add out.
Scratch my...
All right. So, to wrap that up, you like 45s just because
It's the songs you
it'll
like.
be 2 songs that you definitely like,
Yeah, and they're cheaper.
and they're cheaper.
If you get 50-cent 45s, if you buy 6 of them,
Like an album's worth.
if you buy 6 of them, which is 2 songs a piece, 12 songs, 50 cent per 2 songs. That's what 6 times 50.5 is $3. $3 for 12 songs you like. $3 for 12 songs you love, versus $15 for 12 for 10 songs you and 2 songs you like.
But the thing is, that kind of diminishes the purpose of a true album.
Which is to true.
Okay, this is a philosophy I have, which we talked about this a little bit in me and Matt's video about music and stuff we like. But I go mainly through phases where if I am listening to music, I will first listen through an album
to see if there's other songs
to
you like.
completion,
Yes.
rather than hopping around.
I also do that if I think I'm going to find another song I like.
So like, well, I got when I was at the beach last time 2 albums. I got a Yes album.
Don't know it.
Yes is the group that made
No.
Roundabout.
No, I don't know it.
I'll be your roundabout. We'll spend the day your way.
I don't think so.
Calling morning, turning to the sun, and
I don't
in and
think
out
so.
the valley.
I don't think so.
In and around the lake. It's a 9-minute long song.
Don't know it.
It's iconic.
Don't know it.
What? How do you not know it? I swear I've showed it to you.
Maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember it at least. Anyway. Oh, real quick, let me add to my philosophy before you move on.
About 45s?
About records in general.
Oh, okay.
The only albums that do have all the songs you like on them are the valuable ones, and so they're too expensive to buy.
Yeah, they're like $75.
For example,
$85.
Bee Gees' Saturday Night Fever. It's got a ton of songs I like, but it's like a $30 album, so I'm not gonna buy it. Anyway, back to you.
More than 30, probably.
No, I saw one for 30 in the mountains.
Oh. You know what I would like is Leon Bridges' deluxe first album.
I bet that's good.
I'd like to get that on vinyl. That'd be Gucci.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically,
I want Sam Cooke's greatest hits.
Sam Cooke. What does he do?
Wow, massive brain fart. Bring It On Home. If you ever change your mind. You know that song? Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. And I was born by the river in a little tent,
Yeah.
just like the river. Yeah, that. So he's got a greatest hits album. It's got
I schmucked my butt. Oh, we gotta talk about schmucking.
Schmucking. Anyway, schmucking is a great word. It's me and Stone are manual labor men. Even though we're both educated, we're also manual laborers. You're manual labor.
I'm educated.
Stone's got a high school degree.
I am smart.
I have a brain.
I have a brain.
Anyway, you know a porta john if you're a manual labor man, blue collar man. And when
the
porta
Lord's
john's
sauna in the
Yes.
summertime.
when the porta john's full, somebody has to come clean it out.
Yeah.
With a big old vacuum hose and fill up their truck, and it's very
And
stinky.
juice.
And
spray it with
we came
juice.
up with a word for that, and it's to smuck.
Yes.
To vacuum out a place with poop, basically. is
And
to
clean
smuck. To clean, yeah. So in theory, you can be smucked because you have a place that's got poop in it.
Yes. And the guy who does it is the smucker.
A bidet is also a smucker.
Sort of.
Sort of. It's a.
If the bidet had a vacuum attachment,
it would be a.
it would be
Ooh, that would be bad.
it would be a smucker. The reason we came up with this is because for a long time I talked about how Smuckers does not
The
sound
sandwich
like
and jelly company.
a good name.
I think it does, but that's because I've
Because
been
their
brainwashed.
slogan, I think, is one of the dumbest slogans of frickin' any
History.
food slogan, which is with a name like Smuckers.
It's gotta be
It's
good.
got to be good or has to be good.
It tastes good.
It's got to be good
don't
or has
know.
to be good.
I just eat the sandwich.
It's one of those, and I swear they came up with that slogan just so that way people would not think Smucker was a nasty name.
Yeah.
But if you just look at the word Smucker for what it is, and you don't think about jellies or nothing, it's got to be something kind of nasty. So that's where we came up
man
with
that vacuumed out
the
the
man
poop
that
and cleaned
sucks
it.
the poop out. I actually took a video.
Yeah, the
Hold on.
Smucker. Me and Stone were both at the same work job place yesterday, and the Smucker came. Unfortunately, I used the porta john like 3 hours before the Smucker came, and so I didn't get the benefits of a freshly smucked porta john. Yeah.
What are the benefits of a freshly smucked porta john?
Well, you're not sitting over a dozen other people's poop. If you have a big one and it splashes back, you're not getting splashed back with other people's poop. It doesn't smell
the
like.
thing is, it's hard to get splashed back if there's already poop down in
That
there.
is true. It doesn't smell like a dozen other people's poop. That's the biggest thing.
That's why the pro strat is to go hammock on it.
Yeah,
hammock
that's
method?
just too much work. I just put a nest in the bottom every time I use a porta john.
But if it's a freshly smucked Porta-John, if you put a nest, it
It
just sinks right away.
Yeah, that's
So you gotta hammock.
you have like 5 seconds before it sinks.
You racing. I always hammock it.
I didn't have too bad of a time this
Do you know
time.
how to hammock properly?
Yeah, I do.
So for the viewers at home, the way to properly hammock a Porta-John is you get toilet paper and you double it, right? And you want about almost a full wingspan of it. Not quite,
Yeah.
like a half wingspan. And then you lift up the seat and you sandwich both those ends while it's doubled over, so you got a little hammock of TP. And it breaks the fall.
Yeah.
So you don't get any splashage.
Because splashback is just yucky.
Which, did you see that thing? OSHA now on new Porta-Johns is putting a warning label
For the blue stuff?
for the blue stuff, and
Wow.
it says, hold on, any turd over 6 inches in length longer must be hand lowered into the toilet to prevent chemical splashback.
That's got to be fake.
Maybe it's a gag
Let me-
sticker,
That's fake.
but that would be pretty hilarious if guys were thinking it was legit.
Yeah, that's got to be fake.
Well, if we could look up the OSHA law.
I'm not hand lowering my turds anyway.
Well, if you hammock it, you don't gotta worry about it.
Yeah. Except that's a lot of work.
Oh, so I took a video. I'm gonna show you it.
So let me ask Stone a question.
Wait. Here, we gotta get this Smucker action.
Oh yes. Here, I'll put the.
Smucker has arrived. So there was a video of the Smucker truck.
It's pretty great. It
And
makes
he's
the whole
about to
place
smuck.
stink though.
See, the reason. Ooh, my face. Did you hear that?
No.
I whacked myself in the face with the mic.
Noise.
The reason I don't like using the Porta-John after a fresh smuck is because of potential multiplied splashback factor. Also, the way it smells in there
I don't
and
mind
how wet it is.
I don't mind it.
Well, you are a detergent baby, so you probably don't mind it.
Yeah.
But for me, who wasn't a detergent
Granola.
baby,
Your granola.
I wasn't even granola. We just use all clear and free detergent.
It's more
it gives me a
expensive.
headache.
Pobrecito.
Yeah. Anyways, so you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I gotta see. Let me think. So Stone,
Yes.
tell me about
A smuck.
romance.
Romance? You want to know about W. Riz?
I don't want to hear too much because you're married to my sister, but
I know this is. Why are you going?
I
with
mean,
this?
like prior to my sister. How about that? That'd be good conversation.
I mean,
How was it like homeschooled and then an all male school finding a girl, or going through girls? Not like that.
the
but,
thing
you
is,
know.
I was never afraid to be myself around girls because I did dance class forever.
No, me neither. Well, I went to public school for 6 years before I went to private school, so I was used to girls. But I will say, being in an all-male school for, I'm going on my 7th year, before last year, because I started hanging out with some girls again, before last year, like when I started hanging out with girls again
He was just grittying 24/7.
for the first time in like 5 years, I noticed how I was at a practice just being a human around a female. I mean, I wasn't like awful. I was far from it. But being in an all-male school, and I don't hang out with any girls at church, and I stopped doing an outside of school extracurricular with girls, it was so weird.
Yeah, I think the main thing is one, being yourself, which sounds
Well,
cliche.
I never wasn't that.
But most guys aren't themselves.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is you can actually give a little smidget of sass.
Yeah,
Back.
flirty.
You can. It's not necessarily being flirty. It's just giving the same energy. And when you're around a heavily steeped estrogen environment, as I was in dance classes, you pick up on that. It's a little harder to figure out where the sass line is because it's a very fine line.
Yeah.
But I think that helps out in
I did
the
notice
social
that.
lubrication.
Yeah, I agree. Because then you're not nervous around each other because you're like,
You're on the same level.
exactly.
Guys that are like, oh, I a gentleman, which you still need to be a gentleman, but
you
also
can sass
equality is equality, okay? Equal rights, equal fights. And
I
that
don't
also
know
has
what
to
that
do
even
with
means.
a little bit of sass.
Sure, yeah, I agree. Yeah, sass is one of the best things. It's one of the best
Sass
tools.
doesn't have to be bad.
No, it's
can be good
cute.
sass.
A lot of times it's good lubrication for flirting,
Social lubrication.
even non-consequential flirting.
Social lubrication.
I don't like that combination of words, but anyway.
It means in a social
Yes,
setting.
I get what it means. I just don't like the combination of words.
You can't just say lubrication by itself.
Social lubrication, though. It's just anyway. Yes, yeah. So I started hanging out with my brother in his college, and of course there's girls at college. So that's where I kind of got.
There's girls there? There's
What's a girl? I haven't seen a girl in 7 years. No, that's how I got reintroduced to girls, who were all older than me, by the way. But it was fine because
It's probably better interaction wise, anyways, because
girls my age are just
your age are.
well, so are guys my age.
Yes, but I feel like one end of the spectrum's worse.
I don't know
maybe
about
I'm
worse.
biased, but I'm a dude, so
I don't know about worse. I think they're both pretty dumb. I just think guys are less complex, so it's harder to wrap your head around.
yeah, dudes are just simpler, which is better.
Stupid simple is better than complex or
Complex dumb.
simple stupid is better than complex stupid. For the most part, as far as we're concerned, because
They're also not. I feel like dudes aren't as steeped in their.
testosterone.
No, steeped in their stupidity, as in, like, say they're. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Hold on. It's a very specific thing. I got to get to it. Okay, so basically, if a dude is wrong,
Yes.
I would say 7 out of 10 dudes, if they're talked to the right way, will understand how they're wrong. Whereas with females, it's probably
I just don't think guys care
like
as much.
3
if they're
out
wrong.
of 10.
Maybe guys don't care as much that they're wrong. They're just like, okay, whatever. I don't know. I haven't been around very many guys and girls that aren't in my circle of people. So
Yeah, and I haven't, like, either in a while. I just feel like maybe it's because I'm a dude and I'm more approachable to dudes.
yeah.
But it takes more convincing on the other side.
Possibly.
You know what I'm saying?
Possibly. But I would say if you're going to find a really mature person in my age group, they're probably going to be a female.
Maybe. I don't know. The line's starting to get
Yeah, that is true.
shifted a little bit more.
That is true.
They like to say they're more mature because developmentally,
Whoa, they
physiologically,
physiological.
they are more
physiolog-
developed, and people
Yeah.
correlate that with being more mature.
Yeah.
But that's not always necessarily the case
True.
anymore.
Girls are definitely better at school these days in my age group.
Well,
There's no doubt
that's
there.
because public school was designed for females.
Well, either way, girls and in college, girls are way better.
And colleges too.
Oh,
It's
okay.
designed for the female mindset.
I don't know
It's
that.
a conspiracy.
Oh yeah, everything's a conspiracy.
Talk to Mr. H about it.
Doctor.
Dr. H. That's the whole reason he started the school we went to, is to help males
yeah.
perform in their best environment possible. Academically.
Yes.
Whereas in public school, it's a more sit down, shut up, learn environment. and
Well-
females tend to do a lot better in that.
Ish.
I mean, there's statistics that back it up.
I've been in public school before. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but the environment is has a big effect on that, and like the academic side and all that.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway,
And I mean, what about? What else? The thing is, I'm not good at romance. Okay,
you're good at stone.
I get the ick
I don't.
with
I like romantic
with
stuff.
romance.
I like romantic stuff.
The
I'm not
the
emotional.
thing is, I'm thinking of like stereotypical Hallmark romance,
if you
like the weird like ooey gooey passionate romance stuff. I ain't.
I
That's
like a
not my
good,
speed.
cute, flirty romance. You know.
That's different. That's just flirty.
But it gets a little interesting.
That's not necessarily romance.
Like where but you sit down on a couch and you talk to them and you dance with them and you make playlists together and stuff like that.
That's. I wouldn't. Maybe my definition of romance is wrong because I have a bad relationship with romance.
Because
mentally.
Why?
Because of
Do share
certain things in my upbringing.
Oh yes, we don't need to go there.
So
I thought you were going to go into your previous relationships.
No, I mean I wasn't technically ever in a previous relationship. Sarah is technically the first girl I ever dated, and the first girl I ever married.
You know what
and
Ben
hopefully that'll
says?
be the, what?
Smells like a duck, walks like a duck, talks like a duck. Probably a duck.
You talking about dating wise?
Yeah.
Nah, there's a difference.
No, I don't know.
You gotta make it official. You gotta talk to the daddy, son.
Yeah, you do have to make it official, but
I never
as
talked to
far
the
as
daddy.
emotional ties are concerned,
We didn't do it. We didn't do anything that was outside of.
I'm
friend.
not really talking about you anymore. I'm actually talking about me. But wait,
Yeah,
we don't need to
if it's outside of friend zone, then
it was
yeah,
definitely outside of friend zone. Not you.
I know. I'm giving you the look, Jack.
It wasn't anything physical either.
Yeah,
But it was a lot of
technically,
emotion.
it was a lot of emotion, which was probably wrong. But on the surface level, it was still just kind of friend type stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you looked at our... we're not talking about this. We're going to talk about something else. Anyway.
Okay, I'm looking up the definition of romance because, like I said, my relationship with romance has been
I will say...
skewed.
I don't want to think about romance as it has to do with my parents at all. Like, as far as I'm concerned, when I'm in romantic mood... or when I think about romance in the future, it is something completely different from my parents. Because that's not going to be... you know what I'm saying?
To exaggerate.
Is
Is that how you spell
Stunts
exaggerate?
dyslexic, by the way.
Exaggerate doesn't have any S's or C's
No.
or anything. Wow, amazing.
What the heck?
Exag.
Gerate.
It's like egg
because the
spelled
X
with an A.
makes an S sound.
Exaggerate.
Exaggerate.
Exaggerate or invent detail or incident to entertain romantic thoughts or ideas. Wow, thanks. To try to influence or curry favor with, especially by lavishing personal attention, gifts, or flattery. Interesting. Well,
Interesting.
I would say romance is a very difficult, nuanced topic.
Yeah.
But all you got to remember is just W-Riz, and you're good.
That's what I did in Cuba.
Why are you bringing these things up?
I rizzed up. Chandler said that because it was a foreign person, it was a bag already. I said, no, I had to work for that. Buddy.
No, passport bros, dude.
What does that mean?
You don't know about passport bros?
No.
American dudes are just going to different countries now because it's easier to find a traditional woman that will love them in another country way easier than it is in America. So they're called passport bros.
Well, that's not what I was.
And then the females are complaining about, why are they leaving? We're just as good over here. But, yeah. Passport bro. You're passport. That is literally textbook passport
that's
bro.
That's not why I went there.
No, but it still happens.
But I'm not a passport bro.
What you just described, passport
I was
bro.
over there for another reason, and I happened to find a girl that was interesting.
Yeah, passport bro.
No. Different thing.
Nah, I don't think so.
I am not a passport bro.
Do you have a passport to go there?
Shut up.
And are you a bro?
Okay, yeah.
And did you potentially rizz up a female?
I didn't potentially do anything. I did do it.
Then you're a passport bro.
No, I'm not a passport
Yes,
bro.
you are, dude.
No. Because that was not my intention of going over
It doesn't
there.
matter if it was your intention or not. You are quintessential passport bro.
Well, I haven't actually texted.
I have a buddy who's like low-key about to hit the passport bro phase.
Who?
His name starts with an E and ends with an N.
Formerly in the substances.
What? No.
Oh.
He's just it's been difficult stateside, and so he's like, you know what, passport, bro. It sounds appealing.
Who is this?
Why are you covering the mic like it's gonna do anything?
Because it does. It does help.
No, not with. If I say something, it'll still hear.
Well, cover your mic.
No, I'll tell you after. It's not like it affects you.
Starts with an E.
I'm just saying with
Whatever.
culture, passport broing is. Honestly, if I didn't meet Sarah, passport bro would be very appealing to me.
Well, it's really not even going to be passport bro for long because this girl I know in Cuba, she's moving to America.
When did you find that out?
I've been knowing that.
Where to America?
Well, her parents are in Miami. She actually asked me what North Carolina was like. So I was like, you would probably like
Muggy.
North Carolina.
You're like, it's muggy.
And she's like, what is North Carolina like? And I said, it's like this. Mm-hmm. So who knows? She might move to North Carolina.
Why are you asking me about female advice?
I don't know. I just thought it'd be interesting.
Is there anything else besides that you might want to know about me?
Nope, not really. I know pretty much as I want to know and can know. Stone's a blacksmith.
Yeah, that I am.
He's a blacksmith. He's also a human male.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Oi.
What does that do?
It puts a peak in the audio so it's easier to sync up. Because it's high pitch.
You're going to have a bunch of peaks. You're going to have a bunch of peaks.
I'll be able to figure it out. That was half
That was
decent.
still not even
not
good.
Quite Elijah level.
No, it's really not.
So, Elijah, we learned today that you prefer 45s.
The records, not the age.
I mean, you never know.
No, I don't like the age 45. I'm about... My ideal range is 3 years older than I am.
To what?
That's the ideal, like, peak.
What's your low limit?
A year and a half older than me. I really have not met it. No offense. And maybe they're just out there and
So
I haven't
you're
met them.
only older.
Yeah, pretty much. I've kind of... this is going to sound weird, but it's not. I have tasted older women. Not literally. but I have tasted what it's like to be in the... To just, like, be... And I, like... Girl, all the... Anyway. I smashed my...
What? Is there any other way you could say that?
I have tasted it, and I like it. I have experienced it. I've experienced it.
Okay.
And as far as I'm concerned, playing up is my game.
All right. So you like 45 records. Are they called records?
Yeah.
Can you call them records?
That's what they are.
You like W Riz.
I don't like it. I am it.
You are W Riz.
No.
You prefer
I
chicken
attempt
and
at W Riz.
pastry.
I prefer chicken and pastry.
Have you had like actual chicken and dumplings?
At Cracker Barrel. No, I have had good chicken and dumplings. I just like the pastry better.
Okay. You like cooking fried chicken and now the Super Lijah Club.
Where we go sandwiches this week.
What else?
I think I'm gonna be a teacher.
Oh yeah, teacher. You want to be a teacher.
Yeah.
You and your brother both picked like Twinkie jobs.
It's ironic. Me and Ben, we're like really connected. We're kind of like French and or Spanish and Portuguese. When we're similar, we're really similar, and when we're not at all. But like me and him.
Yeah, like one started the slave trade and the other didn't.
What? What does that even mean?
The Portuguese were the ones that started the transatlantic.
I thought you were talking about me and my brother.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Gosh, that was a curveball. So anyway, we both want to be teachers. Yeah.
Very epic. Well, thank you, Elijah, for being on the pod today.
Oh yeah.
Coming in clutch.
It was a pleasure.
Fun time.
Pleasure.
Chatting. Do you have any outgoing advice for the viewers and listeners at home?
Basically, always play the curve.
Always play the curve. That's a good one.
Siempre juegue la curva.
And while you're playing the curve, get yourself some Blanky time. Sit down, hang out with the buddy, get a good Blanky. You know, or you can, listen to this podcast while you're having Blanky time, listening to Blanky time, having Blanky time.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's
good
pretty
for the
good.
soul, good for the mind, good for the body.
Good for the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, Blanky out. That you're gonna end with
Fair winds and following season.